Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee for our April 3rd post-market analysis in the Philippine Stock Exchange. Okay, so if this is the first time you're watching my video, I do review stocks in the Philippine market, sometimes US market, or sometimes crypto, depending on your interest. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know which stock you'd like me to review, or even a token or a crypto asset you'd like me to review. I can do that for you. Okay, so in this video, I will go through the index and some of the stocks, probably the highly traded ones or the ones with I see interesting setup. Okay. In the meantime, just hang in there. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated. All right, so let's talk about the index. Okay, so in today's performance, we stayed flat, not much of an increase. It's just 0.47, but foreign selling is still there. However, um, hmm, so probably this is still undecided. We could just be um, staying flat. Let's see. If this is going to officially create a higher low, right? So in for a long time it has been on a bearish sentiment. So we had a slight of a slight bounce right there, but we are not 100% sure if that is going to go sustain its bullish momentum. But let's see. I somehow used a Fibonacci retracement so that in case this is just, we want to also understand if this is just a temporary um, retracement or correction, given that it's the Holy Week. Probably a lot of our investors are just locking in their gains. So far, it has respected the 0.618 area, around the 6,500. So the slight increase here is technically insignificant. I want to see around 2-3 days more of staying flat in this area. Actually, currently it stopped right at the point 0.5, yeah, point 0.5 level. So just stay on the sidelines. We don't know yet if it is going to create this time around a higher low or it will continue to drop. So that's my take on the index. But it's really worth looking into the individual stocks so that we understand the movement of each one. But interesting that the volume right now is not that much. Uh, it's just flat. Now let's take a look at, well, let's see this. There's an interesting stock. This is not, a stock that's a blue chip company, secondary stock, APL. So this company is into ore mining, right? And for the longest time, this stock has been really moving very, very slowly, if not more on the bearish side for a very long time, since March of 2022. So flat, overall sentiments really on a bearish side, but we've started to show some traction in terms of volume here back in December. And then overall, if you're to compare the volume from the previous months compared to this one, the volume is starting to pick up. And in today's performance, very significant jump in the volume. 1.61 million on foreign buying. So I would have to say, really watch out for this stock. I can smell something, significant to happen. Could be a gap up, could be a bull run in the coming days. If not, I don't know, could be a ceiling play. I can sense something to that effect, given that there's a huge volume that happened today. Okay, so watch out if you want to engage in this stock. Take note, this is a secondary stock, penny stock. So chances are it's easy to move, meaning for those people who have deep pockets, they can just easily, like within France, they decide to put the funds here, then it's so easy to create a ceiling play for the stock because of the volume. It's it's not that huge. So if you want to enter its support area here is 0.0331. Interesting, right? So I'm just curious to see how will this pan out in the coming days, considering this volume. And let's see what others have to say about it. So it says here APL monthly MACD. Okay, MACD is about to um, cross, right? Here, part-time trader said, salamat sa buhos sa opening at sa sumalo din. Inaantay kung may magbobomba pero wale, buti na lang may sumalo. 17,000 not bad in a day. Ah, good job for you. Um, yeah, just a little patience. Yeah. Okay, so there you have it. APL, interesting stock. Watch out for it. I'm just curious in the coming days. I'll just closely monitor this. Let's take a look at SCC. SCC is still flat right here. Really waiting for this gap to be closed, but I just hope that hindi na siya balikan. But I don't know. Historical data. I mean, for the longest time, I've witnessed so many stocks where I see a gap, and then at one point that gap will be revisited. Okay, hindi lang natin alam kung kailan, but hopefully even with the dividend that's upcoming. So payment date is on the 25th of April. X date is on the 5th. So that will be on Wednesday. I'm not sure kung may market pa ba sa 5. I'm not 100% sure. But so we have until tomorrow. Parang Thursday and Friday lang yung holiday. Just monitor that, but take note that April 5th is the X date. So if you are going to enter on that day, you're no longer part of the recipient of the dividend. So don't know if during the X date this will drop, like what happened to MYD. But overall, even if it drops, I I like SCC personally. This one really gives out dividend on a consistent basis and it's high yield. Okay. Let's see what others have to say about it. So let's take a look at SCC right here. SCC, okay. Sabi dito, Noel Lazaro, coal future prices has made a turnaround. This could be the best prank today. SCC 32.6 holders on the last trading day. Checking on CMD coal. So it jumped by 11%. Okay. Sellers on the panic got just whipped. Same. Daily must hold price point. Okay. Alam nyo na this. Okay. All right. So interesting that the coal jumped by 11%. This was 3 hours ago. So really looking forward for tomorrow. There could be a domino effect to how SEC will perform by tomorrow. Hopefully, hindi ko sure, 100% sure if there's market tomorrow, but definitely, parang I know wala. It's just a regular trading day. I didn't receive any notice na walang market. So, what else? SEC ibit na ibit pa din. Tapos, ako ibit din based on the current price. Pero considering the sum of cash dividend na natanggap ko since 2018, masasabi kong malayang malaya ako. Yeah, ever since, it's more than 10%. Lalo na if your average here is somewhere around the 9, 10 peso level. Sobrang laking yield yan. Yeah, 180 plus 170. Kung 180 plus 170, let's say your average is 10 pesos. Grabe, 35% ka each year, no? Galing. Hindi ka nag-isa. Cost average na lang tayo kapag nagbigay ng ayuda. There you go. So, I know the of course, coal is a basic commodity that is also needed in the energy sector. So, uh, malayo na, in terms of fundamentals, malayong mabagsak siya. So, something to consider in the long term, right? Now, let's take a look at the other stocks. Next, let's take here MONDE. Grabe, my continuation. I know I reviewed MONDE the other time, and I think I mentioned that there could be a continuation. Laki ng volume. So, stay on the sidelines muna for MONDE. Ano kaya ang nagtitrigger dito? MONDE. Let's take a look at what others have to say. Book value 380 prior to report of 13 billion loss. Oh, fundamentals. So, not good. Even at 7 pesos, this is still very expensive. Sa 5 peso, pwede pa. Don't catch a falling knife. Yep. So, that's true. I suggest we stay on the sidelines muna for Mond. No signs of an entry as of yet. Na-break niya na yung all-time low. All-time low siya. 865. Okay, so that's for Mond. Ali, Ali, may bounce ng konti. Kaso lang, you have your MA20 line here. Bakit kaya siya nag-stop at the MA20? So possible that MA20 right now is acting as a resistance. So in case um, we have signs of slowing down first 30 minutes of the day, wag nyo nang pilitin kasi most likely babalikan tong 26 peso area. So at the moment, I see 26.06 as our area of support. Could be a little higher or lower, but just around that area. Okay, next is SMPH. SMPH, second day where we have uh, moved just within this area. So I think this is creating at the moment, starting to create a support. Okay, pero it's just the second day, posible pa yan mag-break, like what happened here. Okay, also, one thing I want to see here is, of course, a nice green candlestick engulfing this previous day, and then you have a nice volume up here. So overall, SMPH, let's try to understand what the company is. Of course, SMPH is one of the blue chip companies in the country, solid fundamentals. Tingnan natin dito. So, if you want to engage in this stock, isipin nyo na lang long term. And looking at the how this stock performed the previous time, medyo range trade ka lang overall, no? Normally, yung movement niya between the 30 peso to 40. So, kung gusto mo lang ng range trade, that could give you around 20%. Pero it might take some time, around siguro months before you can get that um, uh, percentage gain. So, ano daw sabi? Oversold, waiting for quarter four. Ah, a month ago pa to. Double top. Double top target at 32.8. Okay. Has been tested. This target is few blocks away from 32.23 plus the support level. Oversold break. Okay. So that's for SMPH, but for now I just try to observe this level 32.82. Um, let's see if it'll sustain that possible support area. BDO on the other hand is we are at a possible resistance. We are creating this signs of slowing down. Looks like it cannot really break this resistance level at the 129 area. Pero interesting may foreign buying na nangyayari. So baka in case it drops, it will just test the MA20 line. This is what I'm seeing. Ganda talaga ng Bollinger Band. Really easy to dissect and understand. So at the moment, look at the MA20 line. I didn't do anything with the settings for my Bollinger Band, just did the default thing. Of course, I tried to marry that with the RSI, the volume, and the candlesticks. Okay, so easy. You can easily spot that at this point over here, 3 days in a row, price has been hitting that level and it got rejected. So abangan nyo na lang 125.90. Tingnan natin kung aakyat siya. TEL, on the other hand, there's also uy, nag-X-date na. Kaya pala. Today is the X date. That is why it dropped. Pero yung drop niya, at least, acceptable level. It's not that huge of a drop. 5.85. Hopefully, you have not entered right here. Pero, again, guys, TEL is already very, very cheap. If you entered right at the 1,400 level and it's now at 1.3, I'm not going to be scared because of, one, there's a nice dividend here. At the same time, look at where we are at for TEL. We are at a very cheap level. At this point, I'm telling you guys, this is the perfect time we add more. Each time you have an opportunity for some funds, pasok niyo kaagad. Because, rarely do we see this opportunity happen. Back, the last time was, tingnan mo to, nangyari yung pandemic, di ba? 2020. Oh, malapit niya ng balikan ng 2020 price. So, when you entered right at there, when everyone was afraid at nag-enter ka, you could have taken advantage of this huge gain, around almost 100%, di ba? So again, we're given that opportunity. People have taken profit, and it's really, it's a global thing right now. All the major companies, even the more stable ones, we are at a discounted level. So go ahead and consider that. Even if this is on a decline, you have some nice yield for this one in terms of dividend. So wala kang loss if you are at this point going to engage in high, good companies that do give out dividend. JFC, JFC on a weekly chart, stabilizing for 1, 2, 3, 4, third week now or fourth week in a row. We are creating a support at this level right here, 223. So, in today's performance, we managed to go above the MA20 line pero tingnan natin kasi sometimes overshoot lang yan eh. Pwedeng babalikan tong 223 but definitely very good area na rin siya if you are to stay in it for long term. Also, yeah, nice income for Jollibee. 20 million on foreign buying. So let us say you enter right here and position trade lang kunwari yung goal mo and you exit right here. That's a nice 14% gain. Um, but at least, matagalan man siya, you're not scared na ma-bankrupt or something. Wala. Because JFC is a good company. DMC, ayan, may schedule din siya ng dividend. Alright, so 5.22 plus 0.90, around 6%. At this point, I'd like to create our channel right here. It's still on um, respecting the uptrend channel, pero if you want to add more, go as near as you can to this blue line where I plotted it. That will act as your support. But again, things can, happen differently. Basta ito lang yung basis mo, yung line mo for your support. And if it goes lower than that, dapat may threshold ka na up to what point ka lang willing to take that risk. And then after that, cut your loss. If you're into trading. But if you're looking at it long term, cost averaging, yeah, average down ka lang. Okay, so if it drops like that, um, re-enter ka or add more, I mean, so that your cost average will go down. Okay, another good company, DMC gives out as well really high dividend yield. Um, SCC and DMC. SCC or DMC is the bigger company or is the holdings company where you have SCC underneath. Okay, so kaya sila mataas or yeah, because they're in the same mother company. So DMCI Holdings, yun siya. Okay, so that's it, I think, for now, guys. I have mentioned the stocks. The first two stocks I mentioned that really I'm closely monitoring because they have interesting information right now. And then what we have reviewed today were the stocks from the highly traded ones from MON down to DMC. Okay, so if you have other questions or if you know anything, feel free to drop a comment so that we can also learn from you guys. I treat this, I'm not a guru, I'm not a financial advisor. I do this every single day because even if um, I've been in the stock market for already a long time, I still study. I use this time as my study time and this is my way of journaling my thoughts because tomorrow, right after the market closes, I will go back again to this video and really understand the thought process or what was I thinking the night before that made me say those words. So I hope you find value in this daily exercise that I do. Feel free to share your thoughts as well, or subscribe na din. In the meantime, thank you and good night.